Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. Hey, man, we're back on the channel. We got a video today. The worst female rappers' deaths ever. That's a big statement right there, see. Hey, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want to first support, you got to do it. Check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
like it in with a thumbs up.
Hey, let's check this out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
Magnolia Shorty. Renetta Lowe, known as Magnolia Shorty, the queen of bounce, was a cash money artist discovered by Birdman and
you know who she is, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
and famous for records like Monkey on the D.
She knew she was a star at a young age. She was destined for starting just by her personality, and her confidence.
On December 20th, 2010, Magnolia pulled her white Chevy Malibu into the gated entrance of the Georgetown of New Orleans apartments in the Edge Lake area. She was getting ready to head to Miami for a festival show, but before leaving the city, she made one last stop back home. That stop, though, would cost her everything. Jerome Man Hampton was in the passenger seat of the car. He wasn't a public figure, but in the streets, his name was known. He was deeply tied to the violent politics of the Callio projects. Man had serious enemies due to his street ties, and there was an active price on his head. He was being hunted by the 39ers. They were a brutal street alliance made up of members from the 3NG crew from 3rd and Galvez and the G-Strip crew from the 9th Ward. At the time, the group was locked into a deadly war over drug territory, mainly heroin. Anyone close to their target was considered fair game. As Shorty slowed down at a speed bump inside the apartment complex, a white Crown Victoria followed her in through the gate. The car pulled up at a speed and blocked the Malibu in. Inside the Crown Vic were men feared across the city. Gregory Rabbit Stewart, Terrios T. Red Oni, McCoy Rat Walker, and Rico Freaky Jackson. They stepped out and surrounded the car, then opened fire. Bullets hit the Malibu from every angle. The scene exploded into chaos. In fact, witnesses later described how the shooters climbed onto the hood and roof. They fired straight down through the sunroof. They wanted to make sure no one survived. Police later found more than 50 shell casings on the ground. Magnolia Shorty was hit 26 times. Both she and Hampton died right there.
WDSU sources confirmed tonight that one of the victims of a double murder in broad daylight earlier today was indeed a popular local rapper. Fans are turning to the internet to mourn the loss of the second female rapper to sign on with Cash Money.
Years later, during a federal RICO trial that sent the 39ers away for life, Rabbit Stewart took the stand. He said Magnolia Shorty was never the target. She was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. The pain didn't stop there. On November 2011, less than a year later, Magnolia Shorty's husband, Carl Bridgewater, was also shot and killed in New Orleans. Gangsta Boo.
So hold on. She wasn't an intended target.
No.
But dude was in a car with her.
He was the intended target.
But he was in a car with her?
Yeah.
Oh, still. Y'all just be out here doing anything just to say y'all street and gangster.
Yeah,
like being real gangster. If you gonna do this, if you gonna do street, you get your target. Nobody else. That's real gangster. Hitting innocent people, taking like that ain't gangster.
Was also shot and killed in New Orleans. Gangsta Boo. On January 1st, 2023, Whitehaven and Memphis, Tennessee, it was supposed to feel like a new year. Instead, something devastating was already happening inside a home on the 4400 block of Rains Road. That day, Lola Chantrell Mitchell, known to the world as Gangsta Boo, would end up dying. After the news broke, it shook hip-hop to its core, because Gangsta Boo wasn't just another artist, she was a pioneer and a legend in the industry. Her voice, her attitude, and her place in Southern rap were irrevocable. What most people didn't realize, though, was how chaotic and unsettling the hours leading up to her death really were. Gangsta Boo had been spending New Year's Eve with her brother. It wasn't a flashy party or a public event, just family trying to bring the year to a close together. At some point earlier that night, things took a dark turn. Her brother overdosed. The situation escalated quickly and became life-threatening.
And I guess her and her brother were partying, and, according to some reports, I guess they had taken some cocaine, which ended up being laced with fentanyl.
An ambulance was called, and he was rushed to the hospital. Doctors stepped in and managed to stabilize him. He survived, but the scare was severe. That moment should have been a warning. The drugs in circulation that night were laced, but while her brother escaped with her life, Boo didn't get that same chance. Later that afternoon at about 2:18 p.m., Memphis police got a person-down call. When officers arrived, they found Gangsta Boo unresponsive on the front porch of her mother's house.
We begin with breaking news at 10. Beloved Memphis rapper Gangsta Boo of 3 6 Mafia has died. She was found dead at a house in Whitehaven earlier this evening.
An autopsy later confirmed that she died from an accidental overdose. The mix included fentanyl, cocaine, and alcohol. Gangsta Boo had been tough from the start. At just 15 years old, she stood her ground in 3 6 Mafia. She held her own around loud egos and wild energy in the dirty South scene. She survived and made her mark.
I came in the game affiliated with DJ Paul.
Okay.
Like Juicy had MC Mac, Project Pat, he had LaChat. I came in with Paul.
In the years before her death, she had found her way back into the spotlight. Fans saw her check Busy Bone during the chaotic 3 6 Mafia versus battle. She showed she still had that fire. A new project was on the way. It was called The Boo Print. She linked up with the new generation, working with artists like Lotto and Glorilla. Bloody Mary, Nene X.
Yeah, I remember that day when it happened, man. I was like, no.
Yeah.
It was a shocker. Like a lot of time this stuff, like it's different when you see somebody older, they got to old age, and you just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like they had a good life. They lived a good life. You know what I'm saying? Died natural causes.
Yeah.
But when they're young, they lose their lives to some of the craziest things you can think of. You just like, damn, it's like time stands still for a moment.
Yeah.
On November 18, 2006 in Compton, California, Rajni Falks, also known by most people as Bloody Mary, was riding her motorcycle through her own neighborhood. She was on her way to a Harley-Davidson event, but out of nowhere, a truck, likely to be an Escalade, came flying down the street because police were chasing it at high speed. The driver was trying to get away. In that chaos, the truck slammed straight into Rajni. The crash was brutal. She was thrown off her bike hard. The injuries were severe. Her lungs were crushed, her hips were shattered, her brain swelled badly. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital as fast as they could. Doctors put her on life support, but she was brain dead. For days, her family sat with that reality. They were forced to let her go. What makes her death hit harder is the life she lived before that moment. Rajni was born in Steubenville, Ohio in 1970. Growing up, she had no gang ties at all, but it changed after she moved to Los Angeles in the early 1990s. The city reshaped her. She became affiliated with the Avenue Piru gang and built strong ties with the East Side Fruittown Pirus. She went from an Ohio civilian to one of the toughest female voices the West Coast ever heard. Ironically, it was a Crip who helped open the next door. Tweety Bird Loke from the Kelly Park Compton Crips introduced her to Ronnie Ron of Dangerous Records. That connection changed everything. Bloody Mary became the only female artist on the historic Bloods and Crips project. Her verse on Piru Love became iconic. The moment it came on, you knew who it was. Her voice and delivery was deep, heavy, and commanding. It hit so hard that a lot of listeners honestly thought a man was on the mic. That confusion only added to her mystique and made the verse live on even longer. She didn't shy away from confrontation. Bloody Mary was fearless. When Uncle Luke disrespected Compton, she didn't stay quiet. She stepped forward and took the lead. She became the loudest voice on the response, spearheading the diss track F*** Luke. It was a direct challenge, delivered with zero hesitation. By 2006, she had already lived through more than most artists ever would in a lifetime. She survived the gang wars that tore through the 1990s, watching violence become routine and survival turn into a daily skill. At the same time, she pushed through the darker, more exploitative corners of the music industry during her years with Dangerous Records. There were even rumors that she was in talks with Suge Knight, crossing paths with Death Row circles and staying close to the center of West Coast power. Lisa Left Eye Lopes.
I knew about her a little bit, but I didn't know like that much about her. I had came across her before. I don't know if you have ever, but I knew. Oh, you say you have? The other girl?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I ain't know. We don't be talking about everything. So sometimes I know you know about some people. Sometimes I'll be like, it surprised me. That surprised me.
On April 25th, 2002, deep in the jungles near La Ceiba, Honduras, Lisa Left Eye Lopes was driving a rented Mitsubishi Montero Sport. She was in the area for something personal. She had gone to Dr. Sabi's Usha village to cleanse herself. She wanted to detox from the industry, from alcohol, and from a life that had spun out of control years earlier.
But if it's too much light, I was gonna say, if it's too much light, that's better right there. Let me see.
This was the same life that once led her to burn down Andre Rison's mansion in Atlanta. She was trying to reset.
A vacuum cleaner pipe. One of those vacuum cleaners, yeah. He started busting your windows. And he started busting out all my windows in my car because I had set the fire in the bathroom.
But weeks before her death, the trip had already taken a strange cut. A few days earlier, Lisa had been riding in a van driven by her assistant, Stephanie. During that ride, a 10-year-old Honduran boy ran into the road. The van struck and killed him. His name was Byron Isaul Fuentes Lopez. The moment shook Lisa deeply.
And his last name was Lopez. Ain't that something?
What haunted her most was the last name, Lopez. She believed it meant something. She told the cameras filming her retreat that a spirit was following her. She said it was supposed to take her life, but made a mistake and took the boy instead. She believed her time was borrowed. Lisa didn't run from the moment. She went to the boy's funeral. She paid about $3,700 to cover his medical bills and burial. She even helped choose his casket. On the final afternoon, the cameras were rolling again. Lisa was driving the SUV with 7 other people inside. The footage would later become part of the last days of Left Eye. She looked calm. She was holding a box of Coca-Cola. Nothing felt rushed. Then, out of nowhere, a red vehicle appeared ahead. Lisa swerved to avoid a truck. Then she jerked the wheel again to miss an oncoming car. The Montero lost control. It rolled several times and crashed into a ditch. The other passengers survived. They were injured but alive. Lisa was the only one not wearing a seatbelt. She was thrown from the vehicle through the windshield. She died instantly.
God bless the dead. But 9 survived. You know, so I guess that's the miracle in the midst of the tragedy. You know, Lisa saved everybody's life because if she didn't...
The cause was severe head trauma and a fracture at the base of her skull. She was just 30 years old. MC Trouble.
Damn. I know about the accident, but I didn't know like all the details about the accident. I never looked into it like that, but I didn't. I know about the boy. I know about that situation, but just hearing it all in one.
I knew the details. I just didn't, I guess, remember how many people were like in the vehicle. Like I don't think I recall that information.
How many, like, what did you say, 9?
In total?
That's a lot. I think so.
On June 4th, 1991, in Los Angeles, California, the West Coast was on fire. NWA was everywhere. G-Funk was just beginning to take shape. The sound of the streets was loud and confident. But behind closed doors, 20-year-old Latasha Chynna Rogers, aka MC Trouble, was dealing with something it couldn't protect her from. Latasha had already made history as the first female rapper ever signed to Motown Records. That alone set her apart. She could move between hard rap energy and R&B radio without losing herself. She was also winning. Her single, I Wanna Make You Mine, featuring the Good Girls, was a hit. It got real play.
Got the clout, that's just my type. I want you to love me. You never bug me, so come rush me.
At the same time, she was deep in the studio working on her second album. The title was Trouble in Paradise. Looking back, the name feels painful and strange. On that June 9th, Latasha was staying at a friend's house in Los Angeles. She was just resting when her body decided to fail. MC Trouble had lived with epilepsy since her teenage years. On top of that, she had already been diagnosed with a brain tumor. It was something she carried quietly all the while. As she slept, she suffered a massive seizure. Her body went into status epilepticus. That means the seizures didn't stop. The strain was too much that her heart failed and she never woke up. She was only 20 years old. She became the first major female solo rapper to pass away in the era. When Boyz II Men released a video for It's Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday, they dedicated it to her. Phife Dawg from A Tribe Called Quest also paid tribute. On Vibes and Stuff, he said, "I say peace to MC Trouble." MC Trouble was laid to rest at Inglewood Park Cemetery in the Pinecrest section. Many West Coast legends rest there too. But even in death, there was one last painful mistake. Her headstone says she died in 1992. The truth is, she passed in 1991. Chynna Rogers.
I wonder how they messed that up. Because 9 times out of 10, it was probably made like a lot later, that tombstone. But I wonder how they messed that up though with the death. And then,
or is he saying like with her like I'm wondering like it's.
Let's see. Cause no.
Oh, so
I got the year off.
Well, yeah, but then I don't know how they messed it up then.
Do you show the? I got a question pertaining.
Chynna Rogers. On April 8th, 2020, in West Philadelphia, the world was locked inside because of COVID. In the middle of that, Chynna Rogers was found unresponsive. Chynna was different from the start. She wasn't a street product in the usual way. She grew up in Mount Airy. She went to the highly respected Julia R. Masterman School. Her background didn't fit the image people expected from underground rap, but her mind did. At 14, she was spotted by Ford models at Six Flags. The very next day, she signed a contract. Soon after, she was walking runways for DKNY. She appeared in Vogue. From the outside, modeling looked like her future. But music was her passion. At 15, she sent a bold DM on Twitter to ASAP Yams. She just asked if she could intern for him. Yams saw something in her. She became his protege, his little sister. She soaked up the culture and the game. Eventually, Yams told her to stop watching and start rapping. She dropped songs like Glen Coco and Selfie. Her flow felt late night, like 3 a.m. in a smoky room with her thoughts too loud. It stood out. But while her music was gaining attention, she was fighting with opiate addiction. She didn't hide it. She talked about it openly. She released a mixtape called 90 to mark 3 months of sobriety. She said she didn't want to be a statistic. She didn't want to be a warning story. She had already seen how that story ends. In 2015, she lost Yams to an overdose. In 2017, she lost her mother. Those losses changed her. Her music grew darker, more focused on death. The signs were there. In December 2019, she released an EP called In Case I Die First. 4 months later, she was gone.
And in more sad news today, rapper and model Chynna died at her home in Philadelphia on Wednesday. She was only 25 years old. At this time, her cause of death is unknown, but her manager, John Miller, has confirmed the news to People.
Her final Instagram post was eerie. In the video, she said, "I think there's too many soundtracks to our lives. I need music to die to." After her death, the Philadelphia Department of Public Health confirmed the cause was an accidental overdose, a deadly mix of fentanyl and cocaine.
So sad video.
Yeah, that was sad. Very, very sad.
Yeah.
Y'all spam us up, man. Let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comments down below for us, man. But till next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid That Says.
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and
We are.
Ain't no time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar.